Good on time, right? We got time. Let me do a little show and tell. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Here's where Chris didn't think this through. Let me just, let's see. Okay. I'm up. Hold, please. Hold, please, while we reset the scene. Okay. So here is, oh my God, it's so heavy. Okay. So back in the day, friends, when I was doing art fairs and markets, I would make fabric, a whole bunch of fabric for handbags. I did messenger bags, I did clutches, I did wallets. Eventually, I got into towels and pillows and whatever. But my bread and butter for the longest time was a series of bags, from small, like a little wallet size, to like a big crossbody that's I don't know, 11 by 14, somewhere in there, with, you know, a big old heavy duty strap kind of thing. Anyways, so when I was really like doing all the events all the time, I was like, this is crazy. I need to, once a month, I need to make a big old bolt of fabric so I have it ready and I can just plan to make bags from it. So here's what that would look like. Let's see, my warping board is maybe a 13 yard. Does that sound right? Does that sound standard? I think it's a shacked. Anyways, let's say 13 yards. That's how much I can measure on there if I use like every single peg. And so I would just load up the whole thing. I would pick a set of colors that I liked, whatever I was in the mood for. And then what was so fun for me is that I would change the weft a little at a time as I went through the whole bolt of fabric, that makes me so fun. You know, I'm a color person. So that was the joy of it, was to pick a set of colors to start with, and then little by little change the weft colors as I went through the project. So fun. Okay, so by the way, here's what's coming. Here's what you can see as I unroll it. See the whole big thing? Now, here are things that I did not worry about. I did not worry about any kind of wet finishing for this kind of thing, because I was like, it's a handbag. We're going to fit. If I spill red wine on it, I'm going to take it to dry cleaners. So I'm not going to worry. Like, I never did any kind of stressing over any kind of wet finishing. That was part of the joy, because then I could go into my shelves and I could pick out whatever yarns I wanted because of texture, because of color, whatever it was, and I could just go to town because I knew I didn't have to worry about putting it in the washer and dryer. So that was part of the thing. The other part was that I didn't worry about having a particularly tight weave to it, just because we were going to be, we used like a iron-on interfacing, and the way it was sewn, it was all going to hold up together. So this particular one, what does this say? This is, it's a smaller one. This is like 7 yards. Would that be? I bet some of them were bigger than this. Okay, so let me see if I can unroll this. This could be a test of all of my coordination, friends, but we'll do what we can. Okay, so here's, first of all, let's do a little. Oh, okay. So here is the here are the colors I started with. I got some browns. Oh my God, would you look at that? Okay, what color is this? Plum, just like in our tartan. I'm a predictable weaver. A little lighter color, some brown, some rusty kind of colors. Clearly. Okay, so here's how we start, right? Now, you can see, true to form, I like to always have more than one color in the warp. How many colors can I put in the warp? Pretty much. You know, this is on brand for me. So then the fun part is just that what kind of weft, what kind of combination of weft am I using to make the fabric kind of look like this? So here's what you should know. My weft is never, in this kind of project, it's never one yarn. It's always like 3, 4, 5, but it could be a lot of little ones. So, which I love this, because I think the fabric shows so much movement. Then you get like just a little glimpse of this, and then looks a little darker over here, a little lighter there. Like, I think that is the coolest thing. Weaving tends to be so kind of linear and boxy. It can be very geometric, and I like that kind of unexpected kind of the movement to it. So here we go. All right, so here's I don't know if this is where I started or this is the end, but we'll unravel it so you can see my progression, if you will. So a little lighter. See, it's a little lighter here. Oof. This is a workout, friends. Okay, here, I'm gonna tip it down so you can see a little. Maybe. This is, if there's ever need any evidence that I'm not very coordinated. Okay, so here we go. Oh, see, here we go. So I changed the colors a little bit there. Gradually, we're changing the colors. See, purples. Boy, I am predictable. Okay. Oh, ooh, look at this section. Okay, so then add a little more kind of a white, probably kind of a slubby kind of yarn in there, right? This totally feeds into our tartan. That is wild. Okay, so then, ooh, check this out. This is a little bit lighter, a little browner, right? Somewhere in there. Okay, as we carrying on, even lighter. Look at that. That looks very different than the beginning, doesn't it? How fun. Okay, as we get, see, now we're into like, this is almost like a light brown now versus we started off that really dark colors. Even lighter. Look at that. See? That's so fun. It looks so different. And basically, when I went to go actually weave or sew the bags, I didn't care about when the colors changed. I'd be like, just every so many inches, cut the bag, sew it from there. So in the beginning, look how light that is in the beginning. And that's how we started right there at the beginning. So here, I don't know if I can find the other end. Hold please. Let me see if I can find the other end just for comparison. Okay, so here's where we started here, and here's where we ended. This was so one bolt of fabric then created all those different variations just by changing the weft. And you can see, let me see if I can get you a good spot here. So here's, talk about chunky wefts here, friends. Look at this. So like I said, the weft is like multiple yarns all pulled together. So different textures, different colors, different sizes. I tend to like a really chunky one next to like a really tiny one, because that really tiny one's going to kind of wiggle around like a little snake in the fabric. So you get some of the, now I also, you can see, I also did, as I was treadling it, it looks like I had a little something here where I did, it could have been more like a basket weave versus a plain weave. It's almost all plain weave though, honestly, which is so fun. I think that it just shows that you can do so much with just plain weave. There we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think I can get back to my chair now. Okay, so anyways, so I just wanted to share that with you guys as a little kind of show and tell. I never quite know what, you never know what ideas will catch, and you're like, oh, that never thought of it that way. There's no wrong way to do it, friends. Not really. It's just a matter of what your end goal is.